church is watching brief for the victims' families. And saying which is the prosecution. Chief, sir. It is for hearing. We have the defense and the defense.
Once again, you have either leader and hospital and one more.
So we have 2 witnesses.
The lady goes for cross-examination upon the court's ruling that was delivered. So we are ready to take out the AWI.
My lady, maybe before she's cross-examined, we have not produced the exit you objected.
Oh, fine.
And so we can proceed with I don't know, my lady, I don't know whether we can get further action because we have already left a court. Maybe she can be taken to the court.
Just proceed from where you had stopped. Miss Victoria, you are still on board. You want to take the order fresh?
No.
So you are still under board. Proceed from where you had stopped.
You remember you testified on 19th October. You want to produce the CCTV footage. You still have the same.
I do.
My lady, this is CCTV footage, exhibit number 8. Do you have the report, imaging and analysis report,
The CCTV footage is produced as
exhibit number 8?
Yes.
And before it's 8A.
Mr. Nyamira, is that the correct position?
I think the working is
Yes.
Do you have the analysis report together with the certificate?
Yeah, I do.
Did you sign the same?
The same. On the 13th of October 2023.
Did you also like to produce the same?
Yes, yeah.
My good, the certificate, the analysis report together with the certificate that you have the exhibit number 13. That's it.
Madam Victoria, have a few questions for you. Please answer as I put the question. Now, confirm that interaction in this matter was when the investigation officer asked you to do the investigation.
Yes, Your Honor.
And that interaction is not supported by any documentation of the desires of this investigating officer.
Not at all.
There is no documentation of what the IO desired her to do? And your answer is there isn't.
Sorry?
And your answer is there isn't?
Come
Or there
again.
is?
Please.
There is.
Come again, please.
I asked you that the investigating officer desired you to do particular aspects of the CCTV footage.
Yeah.
And you do not have any documentation to prove to court of the desires of that investigating officer.
The one I have a documentation, which is an exhibit memo form.
Exhibit memo form. And what is the date of that exhibit memo form?
This exhibit memo form was received to our office on the 29th of June this year.
29th of June,
This year.
the year of our Lord 2023.
Yeah.
And what was the desire of that investigating officer? What did he want you to do?
He had requested us to view, create, certify the CCTV footage, then make a certificate on the same.
Review, print, certify the CCTV footage, and make a certificate. Correct? Is that what the desires were?
Yeah.
And on account of that, when was that received? The exhibit memo form?
29th of June.
29th of June. Is a date stamp?
Yeah.
Is there a date stamp on it?
This year.
And if yeah, it's so faint, but I take it that it was delivered. From June, you analyzed it when?
On the 11th of October 2023.
11th of October 2023. Now, confirm to court that you did not adhere to the law as regards section 106. Let me rephrase the question here. I know she did say that she's a lawyer. Confirm that you have no legal knowledge of any law in this country other than issues to do with section 106 and 77 of the Evidence Act.
Are you saying she does not know any other law except
She does, specifically on her training. So let me qualify, on her training. Your training, you were taken through aspects to do with harvesting of evidence, analysis of evidence, and preparation of reports to court to pass as documents in evidence in a court of law.
I also know other sections which have come
Yes.
across during investigation.
Yes. So in this particular one, I'm interested in documentation. That is why I'm particular into that. And that is what, after you satisfied the condition, that is when you are gazetted as an officer capable of rendering evidence in court by that training. Correct?
Yes, sir.
Now, let's go to the document itself. This document, you analyzed it, and at the back of your mind, you had the section 106B of the Evidence Act in your analysis.
Yes, sir.
Equally, you had at the back of your mind as you were doing the analysis, provisions as to section 78 of the Evidence Act.
Yes, sir.
Now, did you bother to get to know who had generated the exhibit number 8 before you analyzed?
Your Honor, I bothered to know the source, and from the exhibit, we have a place whereby it is filled by time and place where the exhibit was collected.
And where was it collected from? Where was it collected from? The exhibit.
It has just been written whoever collected the exhibit.
Yes.
Which was on
Tell the court who
page
collected it.
Sergeant Elkanah Mogile.
Sergeant Elkanah Mogile. Did you bother to know whether he is the one who printed it and whether the source, the computer that was used to gather that information was proper so that you adhere to the conditions of section 106?
As an expert, my work is to check the VCT of the footage, and I did that by subjecting the footage to playback when it was brought to our office. I used PLC media player and I confirmed it that it was original, and I went ahead to analyze the footage.
Confirm that as you're doing that, you did not have the benefit of which computer that exhibit number 8A was gathered from.
Later on.
Do also confirm that your report does not show where on that particular computer where the exhibit was gathered from.
From the exhibit memo, they didn't indicate.
They did not indicate. Equally, confirm that you do not know, as an expert, because you are the expert here who went into to analyze, you do not know whether it was one computer or two or more than two that captured this kind of recording that you have presented before the court.
I didn't know.
You did not. Now, do also confirm, I'm at the law section 106, because that is your training. Do also confirm that even as you stand in court today, you are aware of the information on how it was gathered and how it was stored and finally presented to you for analysis. And therefore, other than that desire of the investigating officer, yours was just to run it, and which you did, and thereby presented a certificate, which is this one that you presented as Exhibit 13A. What's your answer?
Yes, Your Honor.
And in this certificate, if you remember the instructions when you are being taken to section 106 of the B of the Evidence Act, this certificate does not comply with what you were taught. What should be contained in section 106? Identification of the gadget, the type, the date it was recorded, all those things, all those details in accordance with section 106B, so that maybe going forward, you may use this cross-examination to do proper statements, proper certificates. Correct?
Certificates will depend on the type of it. For instance, if I was the expert who went to the ground to retrieve the footage, I could have included such details. But remember, this was just forwarded this exhibit memo, and in the certificate, I've certified that the exhibit memo was signed and dated as undersigned.
The exhibit memo form was signed and dated by the undersigned. Correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
Now, going by that first paragraph, who signed that certificate? Your certificate. Who signed it?
My certificate.
Yes.
I signed my certificate.
Yes. And who signed the exhibit memo form?
The officer forwarding, that is number 85366, Corporal Redgrave, whatever.
So you agree with me that even this certificate is misleading by itself, because the undersigned.
The exhibit memo was signed by who?
Corporal Frederick Odemba.
Corporal Frederick Odemba. So therefore, even as you look at your certificate, prima facie, it is misleading, because the undersigned in the certificate is one Victoria Mbula, who is yourself, and the undersigned, or the person who signed the exhibit memo form, is Frederick Odemba.
Your Honor, I think one person here is trying to confuse us with the word undersigned. Because here what I referred to as the exhibit memo has been signed by the court.
So your understanding of undersigned on this certificate is Frederick Odemba? Corporal?
Read the sentence from
The said exhibit memo form was signed and dated by the undersigned.
yeah, whoever is referred to that name.
Anyway, Ojii Kizungu ilikuja na nini?
Sure.
Now, was storing the CCTV footage that you reviewed.
Yeah.
The machine, the recording machine, laptop, serial number CND -156-SXK, and the printing machine confirmed that they are not the machines, they are not the computers that were used at the point of source when this information was harvested.
In paragraph 4.
Paragraph 4.
Yeah. I think I made a small typing error. I was referring to the machine I used to process the CCTV.
The machine used to
Yeah,
process the CCTV.
this is the laptop serial number.
So therefore, still, my question in compliance with section 106B is that we still do not know, as we stand here in court today, we do not know the source of what you analyzed.
Maybe the investigating officer knows. But
No, you yourself,
I
you
do
speak
not
for
know.
yourself, you do not know.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, it is dated 13th of October 23, your certificate, and what was granted to you was the one for the 29th of June. And I'll be requesting that I be supplied with this so that my record is complete. It is dated when?
It was received in our office on 29 June.
29 June 2023. Having been done on the 10th of April 23. Right? The exit memo form having been done on the 10th of April 2023. Now, would there have been any cooking by yourselves of the evidence, because you analyzed it on the 13th of October 23, which is almost 4 months delayed?
Your Honor, I'd like to remind the defense that we received several cases in a day. and we work on them according to how we receive them. So sometimes you receive and you have several cases on your table, so we work on them as they come. I can't just receive and go straight to work on it unless there is a request from the Lord.
I think the question was if you put the information.
No, Your Honor.
I'm now at page 2 of your not visit this particular place where this report or this data that you have processed in court today was gathered from.
I didn't, Your Honor.
Not. And confirm that when you analyzed and reviewed this Limuru parking, Limuru ATM lobby, Limuru parking, which is on the first column of the report, these are issues that you generated by yourself without being told that they indeed were the happenings that occurred at that place.
Your Honor, I never generated by myself because the camera will always indicate on the screen the name of the camera, time frame. I would only generate the occurrence depending on what I'm seeing as I analyze.
So, the first camera, the first row on Limuru parking, you only but got it from the footage that was running as you analyzed that review. Correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
And every other aspect of what is contained in that table are issues that you are able to gather just by mere looking at what was running as opposed to the visitation at the site.
Yes, Your Honor.
And therefore, if that camera was reading a place and that place was not the actual place of the happening, that still you cannot vouch for it whether it is true or not true on account of what you saw.
Yes, Your Honor.
And finally, I want to put it to you that from what I have asked specifically in 9 section 106B of the Evidence Act, confirm that your report is deficient of some integral information which the law requires you to present to court.
Your Honor, the report is sufficient based on what I received.
But it is lacking on what I've stated or on what I've taken with you. It is lacking in content and what the law desires of you. No one is going to persecute you.
Each report will be different from another, sometimes depending on the type of accident, will be visited the same, the shade of custody of the accident.
Those aside, with those now that you've mentioned, then do confirm that your report is deficient of those integral issues that the law requires of a report. You're cooking something. We are taking too long. Mr. Yes or no?
I'm not cooking anything. My report is okay according to my efforts.
Your report is okay in accordance with your effort and in accordance with the law.
In accordance with the law, it's also okay.
I need for submissions. Thank you.